But first, obviously, we need to get people on our email list. Is there a certain type of resource or lead magnet that you've seen has worked well for specific types of businesses?
Yeah, so it's you can do pretty much any of them for any type of business, but for example, with e-commerce, I find that the more traditional lead magnets that you might use with a content site or with a business to business service don't really do as well unless you maybe have a big social following tied to that business and people are really interested in learning more. With e-commerce, I like to use either coupons. I mean, that's really common, just giving away or promising a free coupon code, something like that.
Mm.
Maybe using a quiz where now you are going to be delivering recommendations of which products to get based on those quiz results, something like that. And then for more content driven sites, lead magnets are still great, but I find that nowadays you really want to have it be pretty specific. So you don't need to create these really comprehensive, long detailed guides because a lot of times people are just kind of intimidated by even going through such a thing and people don't really read as much as they used to. So I actually like to, I do see PDF still working well, but I like to do like short video training and you can do webinar style, or what I usually do is just call it like an on-demand training where it's pre-recorded and they get free access to that. And then maybe there's a PDF that's associated with that, or maybe it's, vice versa where they get the PDF and then they're getting a free bonus video training with the PDF because
Mm.
people are more likely to go through video now than they are to really read a long, in-depth document at this point.
I love it. I love it. In fact, I'm going to plug my resource that just goes gangbusters because it's exactly what you said. It's a PDF. It's a tool. It's a due diligence tool that actually helps people it takes the guesswork out of buying a business, and it asks certain questions they need to ask about the business to get certain data sets to understand the business more, to be empowered to either buy the business or walk away. I give them that as a tool in a PDF version, and they can go away and plug it into their own, Word doc or whatever it is. And then I also record a training. It's about a 20-minute training, video training on how to use it, and people say that's the most valuable piece. So I think people forget nowadays how important it is to add value through your resource. Think people have the goal of, I want to get people on my email list, and they think I just need something to get them on there. Anything will do. And in fact, this is really, I feel it sets the tone. The value that you create in that resource sets the tone of what they're going to get from you in the future from all of your content, but also all of your emails. And I think that's so vital, right? Like, I think it sets a good first impression when you're meeting somebody. What do you have to say to that?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. The days of just having something and kind of like checking off the box that, okay, now I've got my lead magnet done. It's just not enough anymore. I mean,
Mm.
10 years ago when these things were a little bit more novel, you could get away with not putting in as much effort, but nowadays there's just so much information. There's also just so much competing for our attention when we're online in general anyways, that
Mm.
the standard of quality is definitely, or the expectation for what is considered quality or quote unquote value is higher now. And I love how you have the video component with your PDF because, you understand that a lot better than the person who's totally new to buying a business does. And so even though you might have this really thoughtful, super user friendly PDF, having the video that walks them through it and kind of shows them the how along with the what just adds extra value, like you said, and it's just differentiates you from the other people who have some sort of other similar free resource because it shows that you're willing to take the extra step to, like, I'm not just giving this to you because I have something to offer you. It's like, I want to make sure you actually get the value out of it so you can move forward. And then ultimately that's going to, make it more likely where they would work with you in the future. And so it's just a win-win for everyone.
Yeah. The crummy short form ebooks that nobody reads that are full of fluff are no longer cutting it because people quickly found out that they're not that valuable.
No, it has to be, if it's going to be short, it has to be very specific and it has to be a quick win. So like a checklist, but like, an actual, like a useful checklist, right? So I'm not sure what your lead magnet is, but I imagine it kind of becomes I don't know if you would even call it a checklist, but it's like a set of parameters that once they get used to it, they're just going to be repeating that formula over and over. So,
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine you need. I mean, I don't even know how long it is, but I wouldn't imagine it needs to be this huge guide. But it's more about the fact that they're getting that they can immediately put it into action. So if it's just like quick little fluff piece, like you said, but there's no action to take or nothing where they actually see any kind of noticeable result from having gone through it, then it's just pretty much a waste of time.